Now let's switch agendas. Now let's talk about female players. Rashida Tajibade, fourth consecutive brace this past weekend, doing so well for Atletico Madrid, the women's team. Now, but Asisat Oshoala, she capped 100 appearances for Barcelona. She was injured at some point,
Yeah.
but she came back and she continued from where she left up. Goals upon goals, 100 appearances, 79 goals. Now look at the goals and the compared to the number of appearances. Now the question is, she's done it on the African scene, Women's Footballer of the Year several times. She's won laurels. African Women's Cup of Nations. She's won the Champions League with Barcelona. Putting out numbers, spectacular numbers, goals, assists. She's won the league. She's won the cup with Barcelona. Now the big question is, what does she needs to do to win the Ballon d'Or, the women's Ballon d'Or? She hasn't been in the conversation. Alexia Putellas won the last one. The last 3 years, it wasn't done in 2020 due to COVID. But what does she needs to do to be in the Ballon d'Or conversation? I mean, she's won trophies. For national team, for club, she scores a lot of goals. What does she needs to do to be in the Ballon d'Or conversation?
So Asisat Oshoala is one of those players that you will see she came late to the party. That's the only thing you can describe her with, because she's the all-time greatest woman footballer to come from Africa.
True.
There's nobody on her league. When we talk about Africa, there's nobody on Asisat Oshoala's league. First off, look at the clubs that she's played for. You won't believe that this girl has played for Arsenal ladies. She's played for Liverpool ladies.
Yeah.
She's gone to China and came back and 100 games in Barcelona, already won the league and in an unbeaten season, won the Champions League, done all these things that she's done. But it also coincided with the time where women football in Europe is having huge investment. Megan Rapinoe's campaign for equality have forced huge investment in women football. And if you notice, even the South American women, they are now like tuning down a bit because they can't match up the investment that you have in Europe against. So countries
they're even not in the conversation.
Yeah, they used to be like them, US, and then maybe Norway. But now you see France, you see England, to the point where you have TV shows talking about women football in England. And I keep telling my friends, every time I have a conversation with my media friends across Europe channel, I say, you guys are coming and you want to dominate the women football way more than you've even done with the men. You see the Arsenal ladies, the Man City ladies, Manchester United just joined the rank of having women team. It tells you that the investment and the focus is high. What Asisat Oshoala does not have, and that's another thing that will count against her, is that there's no age on her side. 1, 2, there is no media on her side. So the 73 or 79 goals that she scored in 100 games looks like 7 goals because there is really no hype around her. People will say, what does hype got to do with football? It's got everything to do with football. You must need people that are hyping you. Even in music, back in the day, you're a good singer, you just go on stage and you sing. Nobody's hyping you. But today, there is a hype man making noise, even though sometimes it can be disgusting and annoying, but it is what this generation like. People need to be shooting your numbers. People need to be deliberately putting your numbers and forcing it in the faces and minds and of people. It's called subliminal marketing, right? Because when the time for the voting comes, if there are not enough people popping your numbers, some of the people who vote don't even know who they are voting for. I've got to be honest, because I've been on a panel voting for people before, and some names that are nominated, I don't have enough information about them as I have about some other persons, and that just sway my vote. So if I remember I was in a panel and Onuachu and some other guys were nominated, I didn't vote for Onuachu, even though Onuachu eventually I found out I had more goals than the person I voted for, but I've never had the time to see those, and it doesn't really do me well that I'm saying it, but it's just the truth. So you need, and if that can happen to me, it can happen to any other person. So you need to be able to have people that are pushing your numbers over the course of the time as well. She's not turned out to be like the best player in her team. When she gets momentum was when she got injured. By the time she comes back, somebody else was also firing on all cylinders. And that Barcelona team that went on to win the league and they unbeaten and they won the Champions League had like 2 or 3 players ahead of Asisat Oshoala. And then you compare with the Lyon team and then the girls from Norway. You start putting yourself in the position, and then those Arsenal players, you start putting yourself in the position that, okay, if she's not number 1 in her team, why are we going to make her number one in the world? But cumulatively, all of these guys, maybe they just come to perform. All of these ladies, sorry, they just come to perform maybe 2 seasons, and then they are excellent. Another 2 seasons. But cumulatively over the last 10 years, I don't think there's anybody, not just in Africa now, anybody in the world that have the kind of consistency and the kind of numbers that Asisat Oshoala have. But unfortunately, she's not in the Australia of her career, right? She's winding down, and it's very, very painful because I think that Asisat Oshoala is one footballer that, like, I love everything about her. Her brand, her person, her game. Like, I feel bad if she doesn't win anything. They nominate her and she doesn't win. I get very, very crazy about it. But I think she's winding down. Maybe Rasheedat Ajibade is the one that will come and pick that trophy. But let's be very honest. Rasheedat is another player that I love a lot. But Rasheedat Ajibade is not, even though they are product of FC Robo, and FC Robo deserve a lot of credit for giving us some great players like the Ofoma Babes of old, the Larry's Angel who became Rivers Angels of old, or the Omiduron Babes and the rest of them. But I don't think that you can put Rasheedat Ajibade and Asisat Oshoala on the same basket.
Yeah, for now you can't.
You can't. Maybe she would up again because she's a competitive beast. She's that girl that wants to win every time. So if she keep upping her game and put some consistency, just maybe she will move from Atletico Madrid, go to a bigger club like Lyon or like Man City or FC Barcelona, and then we can have her in that conversation. But Asisat Oshoala, for her to maybe get that conversation of the Ballon d'Or, she need to, like, maybe this season that she's playing now, she need to be numero uno, supremo, number one. Nobody is on her level. Then we'll have that conversation. If not, it's winding down, and it's really sad because Africa have never seen a player like her. Africa never had anything close. Name any footballer. We've not had anything close. Messi Akinde was great. Mamagbe was fantastic. Love Day. Mavis Ogun. What's it called? This Kikelomo Ajayi. Perpetual Quacha. Perpetual Quacha was not really exceptional, but she just scored goals. Okay, she was a Rashidi Akini kind of person. She just scored goals. But Asisat Oshoala is everything. She's the embodiment of everything. If you want somebody on social media space, she's the girl. If you want somebody who scores goals, she's the girl. If you want somebody who will represent your brand, she's a fine person. She's the girl. She's everything in one. She's a total package. Okay. Sometimes I put a brand way above some of the male players. If you put Asisat Oshoala here and you put Paul Onuachu here, I'll take Asisat Oshoala's brand. If you want somebody to represent my company and I'm signing the check, I'm going to sign the check for Asisat Oshoala ahead of Paul Onuachu, Simi Wankwo, a lot of the male players. So she's that kind of person that when I'm having a conversation, I will always call her. But on the global scale, you have to be able to dominate in such a way that people in South America know you, because these are the people that will vote. People in South America, people in North America, people in Australia, they talking your name every day. But she doesn't have that media push that puts her there. Especially, remember, a couple of seasons ago when they were voting for African Footballer of the Year, all of the representatives that came from Nigeria did not vote her number one. Perpetual Quacha, Osaso Bayuana, Chisom Bonu, and one other person all said that
I remember
they were being objective.
I remember.
Voted for somebody who didn't even come second. They were being objective. So those are some of the little things that draw you back. When even your home, people don't think that they don't rate you right. So those things really do count against you at the end of the day.
She looks on course for the next one though, so I'll be surprised if
that's African Footballer of the Year.
Yeah,
there's nobody in the ladder now.
If she doesn't win it, it's something else. But she looks.
They should change the award to Asisat Oshoala's image. That's what I think. You've got something to say?
Yeah, I think concerning the fact our global dominance is going with the time that the Super Falcons form is dwindling down.
Yeah, that's another thing.
If you are gone to the Olympics and she lit up the tournament, our chance with her being the superior numero uno, it will be with the Super Falcons. If we are done well at the last World Cup and the next World Cup, it could help our brand sales more and push her for that Ballon d'Or kind of award.
Yeah, that's the part I never thought about, and that's facts. Because at the national team, when it comes to the global stage, the team does not really do well.
But on the African stage, we are.
And then if you look at Africa too, the national level, other African teams are also catching up with us now. So we're doing Pharaoh Let My People Go. Some people still talk about the Aisha Buhari tournament, even though that's a friendly tournament. But the people who won, they don't see it as friendly. We beat Nigeria. That's the way they see it. We beat Nigeria with Ajibade Babalade, with Asisat Oshoala in the team. That's
In
what
Lagos.
they say. In
In their home
Lagos, in their
country.
home country. So nobody says it's a friendly game. Who cares?
You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio.